Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into something truly mind-bending. We're going to explore 3 foundational early 20th century texts that make a pretty wild claim. Your mind actually actively shapes physical reality. We're breaking down the works of Joseph Murphy, Charles Fillmore, and Robert Collier to see exactly how psychology, spirituality, and early atomic science all merge together into one grand theory of mind power.
To set the stage, author Joseph Murphy brings up this incredible quote from John Milton: "The mind is its own place, and in itself can make a heaven of hell, a hell of heaven." And honestly, that perfectly captures our core premise today. From ancient philosophy right up to modern science, this idea that your internal mental state dictates your external reality is a massive recurring theme. So, let me ask you, what would you say is the ultimate master secret of the ages? If you had to guess, what would it be? Well, our sources argue it isn't atomic power, it's not the internet, and it's certainly not space travel. The greatest discovery in human history is actually a hidden causative force sitting right inside your own head.
Here is our roadmap for the day. We'll uncover the ultimate master secret, examine the Watchman and the Builder, dive into the physics of thought, look at tapping the universal mind, and finally wrap up with the formula for success.
Section 1. The ultimate master secret and the causative power of thought.
Now, even though they were writing from slightly different angles, Joseph Murphy, Charles Fillmore, and Robert Collier all shared one fundamental premise: human thought is a causative force. They impartially report that our thoughts don't just, passively observe the world around us, they actively govern our health, our finances, and our relationships. It's really a game changer.
Moving along to Section 2, Watchman and the Builder, and the anatomy of the mind.
So Joseph Murphy breaks the mind down into 2 distinct levels. First, you have the conscious mind. This is the rational mind, or what he calls the watchman at the gate. Its whole job is to protect you from false impressions and consciously choose what to focus on. Then you have the subconscious mind, the creative executioner. And the absolute crucial point here, the subconscious mind doesn't argue with you. It doesn't use logic. It literally just blindly accepts whatever ideas the watchman lets through the gate, and then uses all its energy to build those ideas into reality.
Because the subconscious is this impartial builder, Murphy claims its power can be applied to almost anything in your life. If you feed it the right impressions, you can build a wealth consciousness, foster harmonious relationships, remove deep mental blocks, or even stay young in spirit. It's this vast philosophy that touches literally every corner of the human experience. Section 3. The physics of thought. Let's elevate the stakes a bit.
Writing right at the dawn of the atomic age, Charles Fillmore and Robert Collier were absolutely fascinated by the scientific discovery that physical matter isn't completely solid. It's actually composed of atomic energy, these whirling bits of electrons and protons just pulsating with life. Because the physical world is made of this vibrating energy, they asserted it can be directly influenced by focused mental energy. To them, thought and matter are really just 2 sides of the exact same coin. Fillmore actually took this a massive step further with a concept he called superconsciousness. He defined this as a spiritual state capable of releasing the atomic energy pent up within the trillions of cells in our physical bodies. To put that into perspective, think of human faith not just as some abstract religious concept, but literally as the match that ignites the life forces and electrons right inside of us. Which brings us to Section 4. Tapping the universal mind and the universal connection.
Robert Collier introduces what he calls the universal mind. You can basically think of it like a cosmic internet or a supreme intelligence. It's the ultimate storehouse of all ideas in existence. According to Collier, your subconscious mind isn't just a closed loop stuck in your head, it's plugged directly into this limitless universal mind. So when you impress a deep desire upon your subconscious, it essentially runs a search query through this universal supply to figure out exactly how to bring your desire to life.
Collier uses this absolutely fantastic quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson: "He that is once admitted to the right of reason is made a free man of the whole estate." The big takeaway here: no one is excluded. Anyone who learns to direct their mind effectively can draw upon the infinite genius and power of this shared universal mind. It is literally the ultimate open source network of reality. Finally, Section 5, the formula for success. This is your actionable guide. Okay, so how do we actually put this to work? Here is the clear, step-by-step process derived from all 3 texts. First, intensely desire. A vague, kinda sorta wish just won't cut it. You need a focused, singular desire to really wake up the subconscious. Next, visualize the end result. See it super clearly in your mind's eye to create that mental mold. And finally,
Believe and feel that it is real, right now.
And that brings us to an absolutely crucial point. Feeling is the touchstone of all subconscious demonstration. Murphy emphasizes that emotion is far, far more powerful than simple intellectual thought. You can't just repeat empty affirmations like a robot. You've got to subjectively feel the thrill of your goal in a finished, present state. If your logical brain says one thing but your emotions feel another, well, the emotion wins every single time.
To sustain this momentum, our authors suggest a few really practical daily habits. First, maintain singular focus, what Collier calls "this one thing I do." Next, activate the law of attraction by always striving to give extra value in whatever work you do. Massive dividends will return to you. Be absolutely sure to consciously protect the gate of your subconscious with positive suggestions. And finally, trust. Once you've done the mental work, drop the anxiety and just let the machinery do its job.
I want to leave you with a bit of a provocative question today. Knowing what these historical texts claim about the immense power of your inner mind, will you remain a passive product of your environment, just reacting to whatever happens to you? Or will you step up and become the active architect of your own life, purposefully using your mental blueprint to build the reality you actually want? The choice is entirely yours. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I hope it sparked some real curiosity for you, and I cannot wait to dive into our next topic together.